Hello, Iris Zero here. Hope you're all well. I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. So, finally, after some false starts, virtual reality is about to become a reality. A reality. It's about to become a reality. Oculus has basically the front runners now of VR have just announced a launch window and a price for the Oculus Rift, and it has some people worried, to say the least. The internet's kind of not taking it very well. But okay, I'm going to explain why, or at least I think why it makes sense. It's kind of a good thing, and why people shouldn't get too upset about it. So it's going to be out in April. I don't think they've nailed down the date, but it's going to be in April, and you're going to have €700 if you want this thing. €700. I think it's $600, £500. €700. That's like a PS4 and Xbox One combined, and you're gonna have to pay that for all of this. Yeah, all of this. Now, okay, there's a few things why this makes sense. Firstly, you need a beefy PC. Now, that's another thing people are concerned about because the specs for this thing are pretty big. I'm not going to be able to play it because I think my Mac, which I'm currently using, which by the way, it's not Mac compatible at launch, but I'm running Windows Boot Camp. I've only like 4 gigs of RAM on my Mac, so I'm out. I'm not going to touch this. I'm not going to be able to touch this until I upgrade. Okay, I was probably going to wait for PlayStation VR anyway, but this definitely makes the decision a lot easier to go PlayStation VR because I know all I have to do is plug it in, good to go. But it makes sense because the only people who are going to get this at the very beginning are the huge kind of PC gamers, and big PC gamers are already used to spending hundreds on upgrading their PCs all the time, or just buying new PCs all the time. So they're probably already set. So a lot of PC gamers are probably already set. They've already set up for the Oculus. They say, "Come on, bring it. My PC can handle it, no problem." So that's probably who Oculus know their audience is. So say, you know what, they're used to it. I mean, not in a bad way. Not like these idiots will pay whatever. These are who are going to buy this, and it's probably true because a lot of people, it's going to be very, very hard to sell VR through TV ads or internet ads. So get it to hardcore, get people talking about it, get people excited about it. Then the casual will say, you know what, maybe might give this a go, and then by the time that happens, there's probably Oculus Mark II, so it'll be cheaper. You know, basically the first wave of Oculus audience are like the guinea pigs, which comes with all new tech. You know, you're always going to get the worst. The original version of any technology is always going to be not the worst, but it's not going to be the best because, you know, eventually you're going to reiterate, going to make it smaller, lighter, cheaper. It's just the way it is. It's been like that since the dawn of history. And the price tag, it's not that bad, especially since it's only for the hardcore PC gamers. You've already paid. You already have your PC, so you're just paying €700. Now that's still a lot of money. Still a lot of money. But again, you're probably used to paying a lot of money for the graphics cards, whatever. So it's not too bad. And also, I think it's pretty ballsy of Oculus because, I mean, they're not stupid. They know how, or they probably knew how people would react once they gave the price tag. And this is probably the cheapest they can sell this. Because obviously they do eventually want to make their money back, because especially Facebook, they paid $2 billion for it. But this is probably the cheapest they can sell it without going broke. And you know, and VR is completely new. It's new technology. So you're gonna have to kind of suck it up. New technology is always gonna be cheap. It's always gonna be expensive. It's not gonna be cheap. So you just have to suck it up. I mean, how many people pay €500 a year for a new iPad? Just for a new iPad. It's like, I have the iPad Air, but I want the Air 2, so I'll get rid of this and I'll buy the new one. Every year, you pay 500 every year. No one ever complains. No one ever complains. So, it's going to be, I mean, people will get over it. This will sell. I mean, and when you look at it, over the holidays, Steam had 12 million consecutive users. If only 10% of those people bought an Oculus, that's already a good start. Like, analysts are already saying even PlayStation VR is going to sell like 1.9 million in its first year, which will be pretty sweet, a good boost for VR. And this is, it will get easier, and I'm sure hopefully someone, either Oculus or someone else, will be able to make a cheaper headset which doesn't require a beast of a machine. We hope. Hopefully that happens when it comes to Mac. Maybe that's why it's delayed, because hopefully they want to make it more compatible with smaller Macs. I don't know. But yeah, it's hard to get upset, because when you break it down and listen to why, I mean, when you think about why is it this expensive, it makes perfect sense. And you have to think about who the audience is for this. If you're just a casual gamer, or even if you're a console gamer, forget about VR. And you know what? Maybe Sony might take advantage of this. If you're waiting for PlayStation, if you're a console gamer waiting for PlayStation VR, Sony could be watching and say, you know what? We can become the premier headset by no matter what they do, as long as it's cheaper. That's a great start, like $600, €700. Sony said, all right, we'll sell ours for 500, and there you go. They're already head start. So, I mean, break it down. I mean, obviously, knee-jerk reaction is to complain. It's what the internet does. The internet is just knee-jerking, but phrasing. But when you think about it, it makes sense. And again, think about who the audience is. If you love new tech, if you're a heavy PC gamer, you're gonna buy this anyway. But honestly, personally, I would just wait, because there's gonna be a new VR headset or a new Oculus at some point. Oculus 2 is gonna come out, because trust me, after Facebook spent $2 billion on this isn't just gonna be a one and done. There will be another Oculus. And also, if it doesn't sell, the price will go down. The specs will obviously need to remain the same, but the price will go down. So don't worry about it. You don't have to buy it day one. No one's forcing it. And honestly, the game's with any launch of a new system. And that's a way, by the way, that's how you should look at it. Look at it as like a console release. It's a new system. The games probably aren't going to be that great. They're probably just going to be more tech demos than anything else, just to show you what VR can do. It's not going to be until next year, when the new Oculus comes out, probably. That's when you buy it, because people know what this thing can do. So, and it'll probably